Hello, I'm Jeremiah Johnson. I'm an investor out of Denver, Colorado, and my main market happens to be in Wichita, Kansas. This is Seven Figure Q&A. Okay, this is Jeremiah, and I'm back. And one of the questions that I've just been given is why is finding off-market deals getting harder? And do you have any tips? So this is a pretty good question, actually. And I think there are a number of cause and effect reasons on why deals are more scarce or feel more scarce right now. But, it goes back to the crux of marketing. And people either trade money or time to find deals typically. And the more money you have and the more money you can trade for deals, you can do more marketing and more strategies and more channels to make the phone ring to give yourself opportunity on certain deals. And the less you have, the more you have to trade time. And to segue into why are there less deals, I think it's a function of a few things. One is that the interest rates have been held artificially low for a long time by the Fed. And so the purchasing power for people to be able to buy houses way above what they would normally be able to buy is significantly improved because of those low rates. They can more bang for their buck with their dollar. That's the first thing, which has driven down inventory significantly. And so we've seen less housing supply. In our market in Kansas, typically it's a 90-day turn. You have 3 months of inventory in a normalized market, and we've been as low as 2 weeks. So that is simple supply and demand. With that low of supply, there's going to be an increase in demand, which will drive prices up. And it'll also, with the increase in prices, people are going to demand more for their houses. It's going to represent less overall wholesale deals that are able to be purchased. So the Fed keeping the inventory low, and then with COVID, we've seen a lot of economic stimulus, and then a pretty big hike in inflation with material costs. And so it's costing more. It's harder to turn properties, and that's also driving the inventory shortage. And then people have had their mortgages deferred for 18 months, 2 years, or up to 2 years. And so what that's doing essentially is, I would equate it to the government has interceded and removed the sharks off of the reef. And so there are no predators taking back houses when people don't pay their mortgages, essentially. And so that no foreclosures coupled with insatiably strong demand due to low interest rates has caused there to be a really increased sense from sellers that their houses are worth more. And that has also driven competition in the wholesale space, because when you do find a deal, they're really easy to move because there is a low inventory and prices are continually creeping up. So it's just been kind of a perfect storm on why deals are getting harder to find. But there is a silver lining, or at least on the marketing side, we've found that I guess the instability in the renter market, or the lack of surety of being able to collect rent, being able to evict tenants, has caused a shakeup a little bit in landlord tenants. And so one thing that I would recommend is, if you have time and less money, or even if you've got the money to do the marketing, targeting landlords right now is a great thing. And so if you haven't called all the for rent signs that you see, or the for rent ads in your local market, to find out if they'd be interested or open to a cash offer, you're definitely leaving deals on the table, because we've implemented that successfully. We've talked to quite a few landlords who just are unsure, of the fact that the government has stepped in and interceded in their contract and their ability to get rid of tenants that aren't paying. It's driven them to decide to sell. So that would be one thing that I would recommend. Okay, so question number 2 is, what is Flip Hacking Live, and what are you looking forward to the most this year? I'm going to go ahead and answer the second part of this first. Is that, what am I looking forward to most? Last year was virtual, and I love Zoom. Actually, no, I don't love Zoom. I like the in-person events, and Zoom is great. It serves a purpose, but in person, you just get a feel for the event. You get a feel for the people. You get a recharge or a charge that I personally don't get over a computer sitting in my office by myself. relative to being in a room full of 500 or 600 people, 700 people, everybody there on the same page, trying to do the same thing. It really helps to reset for the year. And so that would be a perfect segue into what is Flip Hacking Live. Flip Hacking Live is a 3-day power pack value add really gift to real estate investors nationally, because there's so much value and so many different speakers that are actually operators from all over the states or all over the country, sharing their best practices and what they do, how they impact their children, how they add to their bottom line, how they pay themselves first, how they finance their properties, how they find their properties, and all of it is at such a low ticket price that it's pretty unbelievable the amount of inspiration that you get. In fact, the very first one that I went to in 2016, Bill was a speaker. I think he was in his second year. And that's another thing you really get from going to an event like that is confidence, because I saw Bill on stage and I thought, man, and I saw quite a few other people, and it really gave me a sense of belief in that if these guys can do it, so can I. So not only is it extremely educational, but also inspirational and confidence building, because I actually left there. I'm not recommending anybody else do it, but I left Flip Hacking Live in 2016, went back to my home market in Denver, resigned from my full-time job, and started my wholesaling and flipping company. So Flip Hacking Live is just a phenomenal way to just drink from the fire hose of real estate and everything that goes with it, and immerse yourself with people that are looking to do the same things that you are. It's a great experience. Hey, thanks you guys for tuning in. I want to welcome any comments that you might have on this or any of our videos. Please subscribe. There will be a continual flow of great information here to help you in your real estate investing journey. Follow us on social media, and to submit a question to 7-Figure Q&A, just read down in the comments in the description and follow the simple instructions. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. And if you want to meet in person, buy your ticket for Flip Hacking Live. I promise you will get 10 times that in value, and I'll meet you there because I'll be there in person.